I thought it'd be kind of neat to sit here and give you some stories of things that I have manifested and explain to you that for a while I had no idea what I was doing, and I now understand that there's a title to what I was doing called manifesting, and I have some show and tell, and I also have my notes, so don't mind me if I roll back. So I think the earliest memory I have was when I was about 12 years old. I would go to work with my dad all the time. So I think I was with my dad a lot of the time because at the time and still, I don't think my mom really wanted me around. That's a whole other story and some of the limiting beliefs I had to heal, but I think that was a projection of her own life and her own misery. So anyways, I spent a lot of time with my dad and I grew a very strong bond with him. I don't remember what we were doing. All I remember is we were sitting on a hill inside his work van, and I think I asked my dad, "What do you want? Like, what do you want in life? What would make you happy?" And he said, "I would like to have a few thousand acres and have cattle." And I said, "Dad, if that's what you want, that's what you should think about, and you will have it." I was raised Christian. There was no such thing as manifesting. There was prayer, which I believe is the same exact thing, but manifesting and using your mind to control the reality was not something I was taught. So where did that come from? I was 12 years old. Like, unless I was an old soul, and this is what I'm telling you, I feel like I was an old soul because that information came out of nowhere. Now, I do remember something a little bit earlier. I was 10 years old, and we were at a bowling alley for my 10th birthday, and I was rolling the ball, and I was controlling the ball with my mind, and I'd bend my head and the ball would follow. And I told my dad, because he was getting disappointed he wasn't getting any strikes, I said, "Dad, if you want to get a strike, just roll the ball and then bend your head and that'll move the ball." Sure enough, my dad rolls it down there, and I watched him cock his head and the ball followed, and he got a strike, and he was like, "What? You're so excited." Where'd that information come from? Like, what? So, moving on to about 15 years old was the next time that I really started, as I got older and realized what I was doing. 15 was about the time that I had started manifesting again. Now, we are always continuously manifesting, but these were some major things that I wanted to do. So 15 years old, I found out that I had a patriotic call. And that is what I call when a soul or a person is called into service for their country. And for me, I just knew I needed to be in the military. I needed to answer that call. I knew I was going to be in mechanics. I was going to go into some branch, and I couldn't wait to get into boot camp. I just couldn't wait to have the military lifestyle. And I had no idea what I was getting into. I just knew the patriotic call was really strong, and I was going to answer it. So 15, 16, into 17, I physically got fit, passed my test, did everything I needed to. And I remember going to church, and I remember where I was when I was manifesting these things. I was in church, in the pew, and I was saying over and over and over and over again in prayer, "Lord Jesus, please let me just meet the president. I just want to meet the president and shake his hand. I just want to see the Statue of Liberty. I would just like, maybe to take a trip to Paris, France. I don't want Bush out of office before I go in, because I was going in at 2007. I got signed in at 17. I just want to meet him." These are some really big things to be manifesting, right? So my prayer was just very intense. Like, I'm going to shake his hand. And it was so real to me. I'm going to shake his hand. I'm going to meet him. I'm going to see the Statue of Liberty. I'm going to go to Paris. I don't know where Paris came from. Paris. My parents didn't even hardly have the money to go anywhere outside the U.S., let alone Paris, France. So, by the time I was 17, signed in, finished my boot camp, did my schooling, and got to my first unit, I had to go through top secret clearances and whatnot. It took me some time, but I got into my unit, and my first trip, I was working on frogs as a mechanic, and frogs, so CH-46 in the Marine Corps. And I got to fly over the Statue of Liberty. Got to sit in my aircraft and fly all the way around her a couple times. It was freaking amazing. I mean, that was beyond what I had manifested. I got to see her all right, but I got to fly around it, and I got to be with crew members. It was amazing. Amazing. Something I'll never forget. Moving on to October 2008, I got to meet President Bush for the second time. He came to our unit. Second time, okay? He came to our unit and said goodbye to all of us because he was on his way out. Right before that, I think it was probably May 2008. So mind you, it took me a couple years to manifest these things, so I had to put in the work. I got into the military, got the right opportunities to get these things lined up, but these things did happen. It was probably May, I think, April, May of 2008, around the same time that I was getting to see the Statue of Liberty through helicopter eyes. We were in the hangar, because we were an alert facility, basically. We were in the hangar and waiting for him to come back through so we could pack up and go, because we worked with the White House. We had a cruise, and wherever he would go, we would go. We got this random notification that, hey, guys, clean up everything the best you can, look the best you can, because we've been there all day, hot, sweaty, tired, hungry, and they said, hey, they're going to bring the president through here. Secret Service is on their way to scope it out, and they don't want him on the tarmac because we're tired of the media, so they want to come in quietly, go through all the hangars, and then exit out real quickly into the Air Force One. And I remember going, what? 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 All of us throwing everything, like hiding it, getting dressed, making sure that we looked really nice, and patches are straight, and zippers all the way up, boots tied. And sure enough, Secret Service opens the door, and the President Bush, George W. Bush, walks in, and I remember staring at him. He walks in. He looked a lot more haggard than he really was in pictures, I guess. Which I guess being a president of the entire U.S. would be quite haggarding. And I remember locking eyes with him. Like, I straight up, we made eye contact, and he smiled, and he went just like this, come here. And I went over there, he wrapped his arm around me and gave me the biggest side hug. I was like, I don't know, drooling. It was amazing, and he grabbed the other girl and pulled him in really tight, and we had like an amazing hug, and I've got a picture. I, right after that, called my mom, and I was so excited. Now, I obviously didn't have a great bond with my mom, and I have no bond at all now, no connection, but I was so excited. I didn't even remember the time change. Okay, so they're in Oregon, and I'm in Paris, France. It was hours ahead of them, and I woke them up to tell them that I had just met the President of the United States, and I'm in Paris, France. Of course, my mom was not very happy, but here we are. This is me at 18. There's Bush, there's the other girl, and then here's the rest of our crew. These guys are the security guys, and then you can see the helicopter in the background, the pilots. Anyways, so yeah, you can see signed, and that was my military name before I changed it. Long story short, when my parents had a situation, they didn't like who I was and decided to cut me out of their lives, mostly my mom, I decided I was going to go back to my biological name, which was Tesla Faith. Rebecca Peterson was my adopted name, so I decided to cut ties with everything. Anyway, so there's proof. And then, man, it was probably a year later that I got selected to go for a trip to Paris, France. And we got to rotate, so I got about 3 days off before I had to go back on shift, and I got to see the sparkling lights. I got to go all the way up to the top of the Eiffel Tower and see beautiful Paris. I got my first glass of champagne up there. I mean, I didn't care that I was freaking 19. They gave me champagne, and I got to celebrate everything I've manifested. It was insane. Now, I went up to about 24 years old and started realizing that anything I was thinking of was happening. And I was like, man, like, this is really weird. Now, one of the things was, I had a kid at the time, a very young baby, my daughter, and I thought, well, I need one of those diaper things. When you change the diaper, it goes into a trash bin, and then it closes the stink out of the house. It's a real quick thing instead of having to throw them in the kitchen trash. And I went down the street, like, not even a few hours later, and this lady was selling one at a garage sale, and I was like, what? And someone told me, well, your manifesting skills are really good. They should have never told me that, because my manifesting skills at that point went downhill, because suddenly in awareness, I started controlling it. And you don't control manifesting. You control what you want, but you don't control the when, the how, and so on. You want it to just be, this is what I want. The end result was I saw the diaper changer in the bedroom. and I found it later. I didn't say I needed it on this date and I needed to be this time and all this stuff to block it. I didn't continuously think about it. It just happened for me because I let it go. One of the main points in manifesting is to be detailed and to see it as it already is, and then let go. Let go. Now, there's many things that I've manifested since then, and it took me years, because I'm 31 now. It took me 5-6 years to get to the point where I'm back to manifesting what I want by controlling my thoughts and not manifesting the negative. I say cancel clear if there is a negative, and then I let go of the positive. I go, this is what I want, this is what I'm seeing, and I let it go. I remember I wanted a Tesla. In fact, I had one of my friends on Instagram. Him and I would meditate and focus on a black Tesla sitting in my driveway right here, a beautiful blacktop driveway. And about 6 months ago, someone said, "Hey, a black Tesla, the one I wanted, was for sale, and it was within my price range." And I was like, "Oh my God, that's amazing!" And then I said, "No, I don't want it," because I didn't feel it was practical with 2 children. So I have manifested that. 2019, after my divorce, I was struggling trying to find a place to live, a place to own. At this point, I was tired of renting, tired of being ripped out of things, due to failed marriages and losing everything. And I began to manifest this home right here. I wanted brown shutters. I wanted 3 bedrooms. I wanted 1 to 3 acres. I got 1.04. I wanted that flag in my yard. That flag in my yard. I wanted beautiful country, private. I wanted hardwood floors. I have hardwood floors. Everything that I wanted and more. Oh, and the big thing, I wanted a pool. Guess what's back there? I have a pool. And then beautifully beyond that, I have more than I asked for. That's how it works. You manifest, and the lineup and the gift are sometimes beyond what you even wanted. I can just imagine a change and see it happening, and that's what I get. Like for me, I wanted to do in my bedroom, massive bookshelves. In my laundry room, I wanted to do the same bookshelf for shelving and storage in that room. And I ended up getting myself a stackable washer and dryer. I sold the old washer and dryer, and everything aligned the way that it was supposed to for me, and it's amazing. Both my vehicles, I set goals to pay off my vehicles, to have a certain amount of money, to do a certain amount of readings, to have a certain amount of content, to attract followers and support. And I even asked my angels. Like, my biggest manifestors are with the angels. I'll say, "Hey, I need this. Will you please make it happen? Please, I need this. Will you please line me up with that?" And that happens. Money, people, speaking engagements, content, help. Something is always there for me. So, I do believe in old souls, in reincarnation, the power of the subconscious mind, manifesting. Like I said, the 3 things. Be detailed. See it as it already is and let it go. I'm telling you, there are so many things I know I've left out as far as manifesting. And one of the biggest things actually right here, right now, in the flow of what's happening right now, I'm manifesting receiving my children and having them with me full time. Come in about 2 weeks. We're going to have to go in front of a judge and all of that, and I've been manifesting, and I have been focusing on having them here. I manifest myself speaking to my children as if they are already living here. Like, "Honey, what would you like for lunch? This will be the school. Here's these things." And we talk as if it's already happening. I talk as if it's already happening, and then I also communicate with my angels about taking stress and fear and letting it go and trusting, and that's hard to do when it's something so important to you. But if you can't trust the angels with something important, how can you trust them with something small? Start small to build up your faith and your validation. Watch yourself manifest that rose, that dollar, and then watch as your faith grows and your angels support you in so much. You support yourself. You control what it is that you want. You're always manifesting. Your subconscious mind is always manifesting. So if you don't believe that you can have it, trust me, honey, you ain't gonna get it. If you believe that you can have it and that you control how your life is gonna be, it's gonna be amazing. I just saw 444 because we're almost at 15 minutes, and this has been a great talk. But I'm telling you, old souls, The information I had as such a young girl and telling my dad about it blew me away. Like, it blows me away at 31 now. Like, wow. This information's stored somewhere. I was 5 years old when I manifested writing my first book. 5 years old, and I wrote on the back of the book, this is my first book, and I had whatever I was writing about, gnomes and Sadie. Gnomes. I mean, things that I wasn't talked about as a little girl. Gnomes were considered, you know, the elementals and witchcraft and who knows what else was thrown my way. But here I was at 29, and I finally wrote and created, published, sold, gave away my first book. And I say first because I know I've got quite a few more, but the sun is killing me. It's amazing the things that you do and think about and know that will happen, and the things that line up for you. You have to put in some form of alignment or work behind the manifestation. You can't just say, hey, I want to be, you know, a famous speaker, and never actually line up to getting on podcasts and speaking with people. You can't say, oh my God, I'm going to be an amazing pilot one day. What the degree's just going to drop in your lap? You got to go out there and get your licenses. You have to talk to people. There has to be a work base, physical base, if you will, to the mental, and you build it up with the emotional manifesting and the feeling boost, the feeling of it's already here. That's why we speak in I am. The subconscious mind doesn't know anything other than I am. That's why we see it as already here, detailed, and then let it go. Because if you already have $100 sitting right in front of you, you're not going to constantly be focusing on it unless you think someone's going to take it. But you're not going to be constantly focusing on it. Oh, I can't wait till the $100 is here. Can't wait. Is it here yet? Is it here yet? No, it's already here. You're like, oh, sweet, $100 here. Let's move on. I am $100 richer. Do you get what I'm saying? I completely understand in the world of manifesting. Let it go. Let it go. Be detailed. I am. Speak as if it's already happened. And I keep repeating myself because these are the 3 key elements. And if you do not listen, you will not be able to manifest anything other than fear. Fear-based pathway of constantly looking, creating lack and worry. When you begin to have the audio and the visual takes of validation, you're on the right path, and it's just about on the verge. You can say, I want to manifest $4,000, and you've got a good job, and you're selling a few things, and you're getting real close to everything coming into alignment, and someone starts talking about $4,000. And someone says down the road, hey, well, I had to sell this for $4,000, blah, 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 or I had to buy this for $4,000. My teeth were $4,000. You're like, what? The visual and the audio validations are coming in. And you're like, oh my God, I'm getting very close. Does it make sense? Okay, I know I'm just talking to the camera right now, but I'm sure you on the other side are going to go, yeah, I get it. This is making sense, making my notes, and I'm going on with this. I've been manifesting for years and didn't even know it. My subconscious mind held on to that many cell memories. You are a intricate, complex, beautiful, created being. And I want to show you how to build the beautiful life that you can have, that you will have if you just listen. And we get those limiting beliefs out, and I teach you how to manifest completely and flawlessly. Now it's gotten to the point, probably in the last year or so, that I've really started to manifest on point. I think about what I want and it happens. And it's gotten to the point where I kind of wish I could shut it off because I'm constantly manifesting. Like, okay, chill. Like, I don't need that right now. I'd like to have it, but let's get it later. Well, no, we already thought about it. It's coming. No, I don't need it right now. Or like manifesting a love figure or a relationship. I'm like, you know what? I can have that. I don't really want it. You gotta think about it. When you have the money to buy all those things, you're like, I don't really want it. I have the power to manifest all of these things in my life. Do I really want that? If you had all the money in the world, would you really truly want the things that you think you want right now? Think about it. You control your destiny, your future, anything and everything that you want. Do you really truly want those things? Or do you think you do? What really would make you happy? Manifest those things. Because right now I want to manifest the things that make me happy, and that is speaking, that is impacting the world, that is teaching my program, that is showing you how to manifest, that's watching people smile and be happy. It's not trying to find a boyfriend because I'm upset. Fear-based pathway, bringing in money because I can't afford my home. Cancel clear, I can. But I want the things that make me happy. So what do you really want? Manifest those things. Be detailed. I am as if it's already happened. Speak as if you already have that car. You already have that bank account. You already have that lifestyle. And let it go. Subconscious mind only knows what it's told, does not know that you don't already have that money. It just wants to bring that money to you over and over and over and over. Most of the time, once you manifest something, you want to do something better. You want to do something more. You want to try it again. What do you want? And what would make you happy?